It's Bengals versus Rams in Super Bowl 56, and there are hundreds of prop bets out there. We break some down and give you our top 5 prop bets for the Super Bowl, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from GrandstandBettors.com, and we have 5 of our top prop bets for Super Bowl 56 to give you. But before we get into those, just a quick reminder, if you're new to Grandstand Bettors, go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our daily free picks starting the day after the Super Bowl. And while you're at it, smash that like button if you are ready for Super Bowl 56 between the Bengals and the Rams. But without further ado, let's dive in to the top 5 prop bets that we have here for the big game. And the first bet we're going to look at is with Joe Mixon with his prop. Sportsbooks, listen, they seem to think that the Bengals are going to have a tough time getting the ball into the end zone against these Rams and their defense. Even Jamar Chase is at plus 100 to score a touchdown in the game. The Bengals definitely have the ability on offense to put at least one drive together that would result in a touchdown. And when they get in the red zone, they almost always look Joe Mixon's way first. He led the team with 16 touchdowns this season, and although the Rams defense has played very well this postseason, when their opponents get in the red zone, they're letting them score 80% of the time. Now, Mixon was in 67% of the Bengals' plays this season, and against a very tough front seven, we think that the Bengals will use his strength out of the backfield if they're going to punch the ball in, especially maybe in a first and goal situation to go from inside the 10. So we like as our first prop bet of Super Bowl 56 to be Joe Mixon to score a touchdown at any time, and you can find this at plus money, plus 110 there. With our second prop bet, we're going to stick with some rushing that's going on in the game. Cam Akers, let's talk about this guy. He's going up against a very decent defensive line. However, we think they're going to use him in the passing game a little more. Listen, the Bengals defense, they're going up against deep threats in Cooper Kupp, OBJ, and Van Jefferson. And the Bengals defense is going to be playing deep coverage, which should open up a lot of checkdowns for Stafford in this one. In a similar situation last week where they had to defend Tyreek Hill, Chiefs running back Jerick McKinnon actually recorded 30 receiving yards on 3 receptions alone. Akers, he's been targeted 6 times this postseason out of the backfield and is averaging 12.4 yards per catch. Now, with a Bengals pass rush that has looked very good this postseason, the more pressure they get on Stafford, the more opportunities Akers will have to be checked down to for some reception. So, our second prop bet of Super Bowl 56 is going to be Cam Akers over 15.5 receiving yards, and you can find that at minus 110. Our third prop bet in the Super Bowl, it takes us into the passing game, and Joe Burrow. He's averaging 280 passing yards per game this postseason and over 346 in his last 5 games. Now, this postseason, they've thrown the ball almost 3 times, the Bengals have, then they've decided to run the ball. This shouldn't change much in this game as they are going up against a Rams defense that statistically has had one of the best defenses in the league all year long compared to that secondary, which ranked 22nd. Now, if they don't get things going on the ground early, Burrow's going to have to throw the ball a lot to attack the Rams defense, especially if LA gets ahead. Now, the Bengals know their strength on offense, and it lines up perfectly where the Rams have struggled on defense this year. So, with our third prop bet of Super Bowl 56, we're going to take Joe Burrow over 276.5 passing yards, and you can find that at minus 110. Now, our fourth prop bet, it stays with the passing game. Listen, there has not been a trick play involving a positional player since Super Bowl in 2018. With the amount of pressure both these defensive lines generate, a trick play would make for the perfect play maybe in the middle of this game. Both these teams had positional players attempt passes this year, and with OBJ's ability to throw the ball, and who knows, Jamar Chase may be throwing the ball down the field, this player prop might actually hit in this game. The prop is over 2.5 passing attempts. Now, the big word there is passing attempts. You don't need the completion to hit. At plus money, there's some good value betting on one of these coaches to maybe dig deep in their playbook as they look to win the Lombardi Trophy. So with our fourth prop bet of Super Bowl 56, we're going to take over 2.5 players attempting a pass in the Super Bowl at plus 115. That is some good value there, especially since we just saw OBJ throw a pass not just too long ago. Now, our fifth and final prop bet, it's a fun one, has nothing to do with the game, but it does have to do with a massively good halftime show, or what we're expecting to have as a great halftime show, especially with the performers that are coming out this year. It's definitely, listen, not NBC's goal to have to keep hitting that censor button every 10 seconds, but who knows? With some of the guys they have out there, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, they might have to. These performers, they're going to be talked to beforehand and most likely asked to skip over those words as much as possible, but they are bound to slip up, especially with the amount of curse words in some of the songs, especially Eminem's. We think Eminem will show up, give us a great performance, but we do think he's going to slip up in this one, so we're going to take as our fifth and final prop bet, Eminem over 1.5 curse words during the halftime show. Now, to recap real quick, our 5 best prop bets for Super Bowl 56, we're going to take Joe Mixon anytime TD score, Cam Akers over 15.5 receiving yards, Joe Burrow over 256.5 passing yards, over 2.5 players to attempt a pass in the game, and Eminem over 1.5 curse words during the halftime show. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do so. We're going to be giving out our Super Bowl bet on Saturday night, just 24 hours before kickoff. And we'll tell you right now, it is a massive bet, 5 units. We never get a bet out. We've only given out one 5-unit play out all year, and it hit. This will be our second and final NFL 5-unit bet this season. In the meantime, though, if you are going to join our community, hey, start with Patreon. If you're looking for a sports pick each and every day, why don't you head on over to our Patreon? The link's below in the description. For $6.99 a month, you not only support us, but you get a sports pick each and every day. And while you're at it, head on over to grandstandbettors.com, become part of our family, and start living that grandstand life. But, as always, sit back, relax, enjoy the week leading up to Super Bowl 56, and we'll see you real soon with our Super Bowl pick.